Hello all, this is Umesh, History Faculty at Manifest IAS, and this is the current JOTS initiative. And as part of this, we have started a series on World Heritage Sites of India, which have been recognized by UNESCO. And we have already covered the World Heritage Sites of India with respect to ancient India, and two medieval Indian sites also have been covered, which is the historic city of Hampi and the Qutub Minar complex. Now we are going to move towards the next important aspect of these World Heritage Sites, which is the classical Islamic architecture of India. The classical Islamic architecture of India has evolved during the period of Mughals. Okay, to be precise, it has evolved during the period of Mughals, and the term classical, it very clearly means that this is the best expression of an art form. The art form here is the Islamic architectural style, and this art form has been best expressed during the Mughal period. Why it is best and what aspects of it make it the best Islamic architecture, we are going to have a look at. Then apart from that, the UNESCO has recognized two sites of Mughal period as UNESCO World Heritage Sites for their outstanding universal value. These are, one is Humayuns Tomb and the second one is Taj Mahal. So the Humayuns Tomb is present in Delhi, whereas the Taj Mahal is present in Agra. So both of them we are going to have a look at today.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Now, when it comes to the Islamic architecture in India, we have already discussed the basics of the Islamic architecture in India, but to just brush up the facts once more, just in a matter of 2 minutes, one is this style is known as arcuate style, which contains an arch structure. Arch is the basis of this arcuate style. That's why it is also known as arcuate style. It also contains domical structures. Domical structure also are essential part of this architectural style. Then usage of lime and gypsum as a binding material is one more important aspect of this architectural style. Lime and gypsum have been used. Then apart from that, you have structures like a pendentive and squinch. The pendentive is the triangular structure which connects an arch with a dome. Okay, see, it is very clearly shown here. The triangular structure which connects the arch with a dome is known as a pendentive, whereas a squinch is the connector between a square platform and a dome. So both of these structures you can see as part of Islamic architecture. Then apart from that, you have structures like the mihrab and minarets. Minarets, I think you know, these are long vertical projections which are present or associated with mosques usually. Then along with that, you have mihrab, which is a semicircular niche indicating the direction of Makkah, okay, or Kaaba in Makkah. So the people have to orient themselves in that direction and then they have to pray. And as part of this, we also have seen that there are vaulted roofs too. Vaulted roof means, I think I have discussed it enough number of times, it is a shala kind of roof, which is a semicircular format of a roofing structure, this kind. Okay, semicircular elliptical format of roofing is also present, which is known as a vaulted roof. Gypsum we have talked about. Then when it comes to this architectural style, it is basically made for the purpose of a congregational religion where people gather together, they pray together daily 5 times a day, okay, or 5 times a day they gather together and pray. That is the reason why this religion or this architectural style, it adapted to the needs of this specific congregational religion. That's why there are huge open spaces which are present as part of this architectural style. Open spaces, and the open spaces can only be constructed when there is an arch and a dome. Only when there is an arch and dome, then only you have these kind of huge pavilions. Okay, huge open spaces can be possible only with the help of arch and dome. When you come to Hindu architectural style, because of the trapezoid architectural style which is present, there are no huge open spaces. Usually there are pillars which come in the way of these open spaces. So that is the reason why the congregational religion, it had very practical needs, and these needs were fulfilled by this arcuate architectural style, and it led to presence of lofty portals, and open courtyards are also present as part of this structure. And when it comes to ornamentation, I talked about this already. The calligraphy which is used as an ornamentation pattern, it contains Kufi, Tugra, Nasak and Nastaliq style of writing Arabic. Arabic and Persian verses are written on these structures. Then apart from that, many geometrical patterns like rhombus, okay, usually they have a lot of significance for rhombus, triangle, circle. These kind of geometrical patterns are also used. Multicolored tiles were also used. Multicolored tile mosaics were also used. Floral works were also included, wherein you see multiple flowers are present, then vines are present, okay, and trees. All of these things are shown as part of this ornamentation style. Then apart from that, this entire style is known as arabesque pattern. The arabesque pattern, it contains calligraphy, floral design along with geometrical patterns. All the three of them together, put together in the ornamentation pattern, is known as arabesque pattern. Then apart from that, you see the jali work, which is actually a specific Indian method of marble cutting. This has been adapted by the Islamic architecture and it has been used in most of the construction styles during the medieval period, that is known as Jalik work. It is a Gujarat based style wherein a perforated marble screen is present, a perforated marble screen with small holes. I will show them all to you. Then apart from that, you have the Pietra which is known as inlay work. It is in fact a lapidary work. I am going to talk more about it during Taj Mahal, wherein you cut very fine layers or segments of costly precious stones and then you inlay them into soft stones like marble in order to create an effect of multicoloring, that is known as Pietra style. I am going to talk about it. Then apart from that, you have this charbagh concept. This charbagh concept is specifically Mughal, wherein the entire structure has been enclosed in a park, inside a park with four gardens. It has a lot of inspiration behind it. We're going to talk about it. Then apart from this, multicolored marbles are known as opus sectile. Then along with that, some of the essential elements of Hindu ornamentational style. In fact, in Islam, representing animal or human forms, it is considered to be a sin because the artist is trying to mimic God in creating the images of these things. Then along with that, Islam is also completely against idolatry. That is the reason why in Islamic architectural style, typically in rest of the world, there is no representation of animals, humans in any of their buildings or construction styles. But in India, because of the fusion of Indian and Islamic culture during this period, we see specific examples of some of the images like animals and human forms. They have been adapted by the Islamic architecture for ornamentation. Then apart from that, you also see extensive paintings or murals on walls during the Mughal age. This is particularly done during the period of Akbar, but most of these paintings, they have been later they have been whitewashed by Aurangzeb because he was a staunch believer of the Islamic Quran injunctions. That is the reason why he whitewashed them. But Akbar, he adapted mural paintings also on his walls. Then when it comes to the specifics of Mughal architecture, you can see that here you have bulbous domes. The bulbous dome or onion dome is typically having a very short or thin neck and it actually overlays the neck and it looks like a bulb. Okay, that is why it is known as bulbous dome or onion shaped dome. Then apart from that, you have multicolored domes too. Okay, wherein various different kinds or colors of marble are placed on white marble. Multicolored domes are present. Usage of marble is one important aspect. Then apart from that, you can see that there are multiple domes too. Okay, this way. Multiple domes present on a single structure. And this is one typical aspect. We can see it in Jama Masjid in Delhi. Then elements of Delhi Sultanate, Persian and provincial styles, all of them were inculcated together in Mughal architectural style. Then apart from this, most of the buildings, I told you that they are enclosed in park-like enclosures, right? These park-like enclosures, they have walled structures on 3 sides or 4 sides of the structure usually. And these 4 structures, they have entrance gateways this way. Entrance gateways, huge entrance gateways, which are standalone very good architectural features. Are present on these entrance gateways. We are going to talk more about Buland Darwaja and other important gateways of Mughals as part of their fort complexes. But for now, we have to consider that they are park-like enclosures which are walled on all sides and having 4 gateways on the 4 sides. Okay, I'm going to show them in Humayuns Tomb also for you. Then apart from that, they also experimented with a trabete and arcuate intersection. They have experimented a lot of construction styles wherein they used arch along with beam, arch along with the pillars. These kind of combinations were used by the Mughals. Okay, we are going to have a look at it. Then apart from that, they also constructed numerous palace fort complexes too. I talked about the charbagh concept already. Then because of the settled conditions which were present in Mughal India at that point of time and the regular supply of revenue for the state, the construction activity during this period, it has reached its zenith, and you see matchless building activity during this period. And because of the secure life conditions which were present, there is a lot of evolution in architectural styles during this period. Then apart from that, there is a very fine aesthetic ideal which has developed during Mughal period. It means that there is a sense of refinement in the ideals of beauty during this period because of the nature and attitude or appreciation of the emperor's preference towards art and artists. Because of that reason, a very well developed aesthetic ideal can be seen during this period. Okay, so now if we have a look at some of the constructions during this period, this is the Humayuns tomb for you, this is the Humayuns tomb for you. I'm going to have a discussion about the Humayun tomb, and here we are going to have a specific format while discussing these things. First and foremost, we are going to talk about the historicity. Then the second thing is we are going to talk about the architectural features of these structures. First we are going to talk about Humayun's tomb. Then when it comes to the architectural features too, first I am going to talk about the setting of the building. Then apart from that, next thing I am going to talk about the exterior architectural features of the building. Then the third thing that I am going to talk about is the interior architectural features of a building. It has been constructed by Bega Begum, who is a widow of Humayun. There are two widows, important widows of Humayun. One is Bega Begum, who constructed the Humayun's tomb. The other one is Hamida Banu Begum, and she has written the text Humayun Nama. Text Humayun Nama, I think you might have been knowing about the Humayun's life story. Okay, he never was able to establish a stable and settled empire in India. He in fact was defeated by Sher Shah Sur, and he had to spend a lot of time in exile in Persia. While residing in Persia, he had gathered together information about the Persian architectural style, and he was also very much influenced by it, and he brought some of the architects from Persia to India. And the Humayun's tomb is a work of Persian architects in India. So it typically contains most of the Persian features in India. And as part of this, if we see, okay, it is also considered to be the precursor of Taj Mahal too. Then apart from that, this entire structure, I have given more information on the Humayun's tomb, some particularly important historical information like the visit of William Finch to Humayun's tomb, because UPSC is sometimes erratic and it is asking these kind of questions. And William Finch, he in fact gave a very thoroughgoing discussion on the Humayun's tomb. Then apart from that, we also see that during this 1857 revolt too, Bahadur Shah Jafar, he was captured in the Humayun's tomb, after which his sons have been executed near the Khuni gate in Delhi. Then after that, he was sent to exile, Bahadur Shah Jafar too. Then so this kind of information or historical information is associated with the Humayun's tomb. Then when it comes to the outlay of the building, as I have discussed already, the entire tomb structure, it has been enclosed in a charbagh garden, very clear charbagh garden. Okay, and this charbagh concept, it is very important because it actually depicts the concept of paradise in Islamic history. In Islamic history, the paradise is supposed to be containing 4 different channels, and it is present in a park-like enclosure. That is the reason why they wanted to recreate this paradise on earth. For this purpose, they have created this charbagh style. This Islamic heaven is known as Hast-Behest. Hast-Behest is Islamic heaven, and it has been recreated in both Humayun's tomb and Taj Mahal. In both the places, the same Hast-Behest concept we can see. And then apart from this, this is the enclosure. The enclosure, it contains walls on all sides. Then on the walls, you have the entrance gateways. I will show the images of the entrance gateways for you. Okay, now we are going to talk about just the exterior buildings we are talking about. These are the entrance gateways. These are in fact arched entrance gateways. You can see the pointed arches here, just like the Alai Darwaja, which is present in Delhi. Similarly, these construction styles also have this kind of arched entrance gateways. Then on top of it, you can see the cupola. Cupola is typically a Rajasthani architectural feature, which is a pillared structure which contains a domical topping, which is known as a chhatri or cupola. This is also present on the gateways. So these are the architectural features. Once you enter the gateway, then you have the pathways. Okay, see here, you can see this is the Humayun's tomb, and this is the tomb of one of the Afghan nobles of Sher Shah Sur. And here also, this tomb is also present in a park-like enclosure. But Humayun's tomb, it is a 15-hectare complex, so it has a huge park-like enclosure. So here, even though it is not visible in this image, okay, here I can think you can see the representational image. These are the outer walls. 4 entrance gateways are present. The Humayun's tomb is present here. Okay, this is the structure, and it has been divided into clear charbagh concept. Okay, here you can see it is a park-like enclosure. Very clearly, it has been divided into charbagh concept. So all of these features are present. And when it comes to the essentiality of the building, the exterior structure we are going to talk about first. The exterior structure, it is in fact it is a tomb. I think we have discussed it very clearly, and the plan of the tomb is typically octagonal. And it is built on a raised sandstone platform. It is present on, and it has arcaded entrances. This arch or arcade entrance, it is known as a pistach arch in Islamic architecture. Pistach arch is a pointed arch. It is a pointed arch entrance gateway which is present, and the entire structure is built on a huge sandstone platform. This platform, it is constructed in the format of a colonnade. Okay, you can see very clearly. I'll show the image also that there are numerous entrances here on the raised platform. These are the arches. Okay, this is the raised platform, and on this the octagonal tomb is present for us. The octagonal tomb is present for us. And when it comes to the exteriors, of the construction, we were discussing about the exterior structure of the structure and layout of the Humayuns tomb. And apart from that, the entire building complex, it has been made in red and white marble. Red sandstone and white marble is the main building element which has been used. So we have seen some of the questions asked on this too sometimes. Then apart from that, when it comes to the architectural style, this complex is made in a double dome format, wherein you have one exterior big dome, and apart from that, for the sake of internal symmetry, there is one smaller dome which has been constructed, which is known as the double doming feature, which is present as part of this structure. Then apart from that, the other aspects is, I have talked about the octagonal shape of the structure. The octagonal shape of the structure, this is how in the format of an octagon, 8-sided octagon, this structure is present. 8-sided octagon, this structure is present. Okay, 8-sided octagon, this structure, entire structure and layout is present. And in the interiors, if you have a look at the interior, this is the entrance gateway. It contains a pistach arch. Then once you enter the complex, you find that the entire complex has been subdivided into multiple chambers. This is one unique feature of Mughal architecture which is not part of earlier Islamic architecture. The internal tomb structure, it has been divided into many sub parts, and these sub parts, you can see it here very clearly that there are multiple. The central area is reserved for Humayun's tomb, or the cenopath of Humayun. This is present in this fashion. It is surrounded by a circular or octagonal shaped, more or less not circular, octagonal shaped structure. Then apart from that, there are multiple other structures which are associated with the central structure. Here in each of these structures, there is the tomb of one or the other relatives of Humayun. So in this fashion, the entire internal structure has also been segregated. See here, you can see this is the central structure. Beneath the dome, Humayun's tomb is exactly present, and apart from that, there are other chambers too, which are part of this structure. Okay, group of compartments we talked about. Then house the graves of his family members, I have discussed about it. Then apart from that, there is adoption of a typical Indian architectural style as part of these structures. We have talked about the chhatris or canopies earlier. Okay, I'll show the chhatri format to you very clearly. Okay, this chhatri is this thing. Okay, these two structures are known as chhatris. Then apart from that, you have these vertical projections. These are known as guldajas. I'm going to talk about them again. These are known as guldajas. So see, you can see that red sandstone and white marble, it is a mixture of both. Okay, and these vertical projections are known as guldajas. Apart from that, then along with that, we're going to talk about the other things. Chhatris we have talked about. Then pietra dura ornamentation is also present here. I talked about the pietra dura earlier too. So pietra dura is a decorative format which has been used here on the facade of the mosque. On the facade of the mosque, this structure is present. Then this entire thing is a geometrical and enclosed paradise-like garden. I have talked about the exterior already. So this is how the entire structure has been made. So the internally inside the structure too, you have a very serene atmosphere with no much ornamentation. It is rather very, very simple with multiple arched windows of this format. And along with that, you also see the jali work too in the interiors. Now we are moving to the interior. You can see the jali work here. This is a perforated marble window kind of structure. Then along with that, if you see from the interiors, the dome's ceiling, it has been very well decorated. Okay, decorated ceiling of the dome is also present here. Then along with that, if we see, okay, the arched entrance ways we have talked about. So we have discussed the Humayun's tomb's historicity first. Then apart from that, the external outlay of the structure. Then the architectural features of the structure. Then along with that, we have talked about the interiors of the structure. Now we are going to move towards the next one, that is the Taj Mahal, which is considered to be one of the wonders of the world, and it is the best representation of Mughal architectural features. All the elements of Mughal architectural features, they have been perfected and utilized in this structure. And here also the same way, we are going to talk about the historicity. First and foremost, this has been an emblem of love of Shah Jahan towards his wife Mumtaz Mahal, his chief queen Mumtaz Mahal, and she died during the childbirth. Then after that, in memory of her and as a symbol of his love for her, he started the construction of Taj Mahal. And there have been many controversies with respect to who has been the architect of Taj Mahal, but it has been very clearly established that a person by the name of Ustad Ahmad Lahori. Ustad is usually a title which has been given to most of the architects and craftsmen during Mughal period. Okay, this Ustad title is given to a person known as Ahmad Lahori, and he is the one who has been the chief architect of Taj Mahal and Red Fort, both of the constructions during Shah Jahan's period. And it has been constructed with the help of nearly 20,000 artisans at a cost of nearly, if you take the rupee equivalent, it is equivalent to 1.3 billion rupees at current currency value. It is a huge amount, and they have constructed this entire structure by using this kind of money. And when it comes to the architectural layout of the Taj Mahal, it has been built on the banks of river Yamuna. There is a 3-walled enclosure. Okay, inside this 3-walled enclosure, you can see the Charbagh concept very clearly here. There are entrance gateways on this side, and on the front side too. Okay, on the front side, on all the 3 sides, you can see the entrance gateways. And apart from that, the construction style here is earlier in Humayuns Tomb, we have seen that the tomb has been constructed here at the meeting point of the rivers, but here, or the canals, but here the construction has been done on the banks of river Yamuna here. Okay, on the one side of the corner, this Taj Mahal has been constructed. On one side of the Taj Mahal, you have the structure which is a mosque, and as the architects at that point of time, they were obsessed with the symmetry. Okay, that is the reason why what they did was, for establishing this symmetry, in order to establish the symmetry, a Jawab construction has been made on the other side of the enclosure, just for the symmetric balance in the entire construction style. Okay, they have made one more building which is known as Jawab, which does not have any purpose. It is just a guest house, and it has been constructed here on one side, and on the other side you have the mosque. Okay, I will show the exterior outlay of the Taj Mahal for you. Exterior outlay of Taj Mahal. Okay, so this is the exterior outlay. Okay, this has been the mosque, this is Taj Mahal, then this is the Jawab. So in this format, this has been constructed. Then park-like enclosure is also there. Okay, then apart from that, in between this park-like enclosure, there is a mirroring pool, which is a water tank, which in fact mirrors the tomb's dome has been mirrored here. Then apart from that, one second, I'll erase this images. Okay, erase this. Then apart from that, when you slowly enter, okay, I told you that it is entered through entrance gateways. These entrance gateways, they are very huge. In fact, they are half dome structures. Here you can see the arch is so big that it looks like half a dome. Okay, this is one of the entrance gateways of Taj Mahal, and here you can see the cupolas or chetris here. Okay, all of these features are present here. Then along with that, once you enter this gateway, you can see the Charbagh concept here. Then mirroring pool also you can see. Then you will move towards the central structure. And when you come to the central structure, okay, we're going to talk about these things later. Okay, when it comes to the central structure, okay, I'm going to talk about the features, the architectural features of the central structure. This has been constructed as an onion dome, completely made of marble, which has been brought from Makran in Jodhpur, near Jodhpur. From Makran, they have brought this entire marble from Rajasthan to Agra with the help of elephants, and then they started constructing this structure. This is the onion dome. Then on the onion dome, there is a lotus is present. Okay, the inverted lotus structure, which is a typical Hindu feature, has been integrated into Taj Mahal. Then on that you have the finial. Then apart from that, you have the chetris on 4 sides. Along with the chetris, you can see 4 minarets which are present, and 2 balconate structure. Every minaret has 2 balconate structures this way, and on top of it you have the cupola, the same cupola which has been used here. Similar one is used here too. You can see the guldaja emerging, the spire projection here. Then apart from that, you also see that there are panels, decorated panels, which are known as dado panels at the entrance. Okay, below the entrance there are dado panels which have beautiful wine and flower images. Wine and flower images you can see on these dado panels. Then on this entire archway you see beautiful calligraphy. Then there is a structure which is known as a spandrel. Spandrel is between this square structure and the arch is known as spandrel. And in this spandrel you see beautiful wine structures, okay, and flower images are integrated into this spindle. Okay, so in this fashion we have discussed most of them. Then the entire structure is based or built on an upraised platform, and here you can see also that the dome is placed on a cylindrical drum too. The drum is also very clearly visible. Then this archway is known as a pistak archway, and the entire structure is in fact in octagonal shape. The entire structure has been constructed. Okay, so this is the exterior layout of the layout of Taj Mahal. We are going to look at these features. In fact, okay, these features we are going to look at. So first and foremost, the dome is nearly 35 meters high. These kind of figures, they are not very important for us. So this is the external outlay of Taj Mahal as a building. Then when it comes to slowly, we are going to look at the ornamentation pattern. In ornamentation pattern, the most important thing is they used paint, okay, for ornamentation. Then stucco is a fine sand kind of material through which sculptures are typically made. Then stone inlays, pietra dura is a format of stone inlay. Then carvings are also used. Okay, carvings are typically, they try to carve images on marble, which is soft stone. It permits itself to carve. So in this fashion they used various methods in order to decorate the Taj Mahal. I will show the images to you. Okay, I'll show the images of decoration. I'm going to talk about them too. Okay, one second. And when you come to the interior, okay, apart from the decoration, when you go into the interior, there is a cenopath of both Shah Jahan and Mumtaz Mahal present in the interior structure. And this cenopath, it contains a vaulted roof kind of structure, a vaulted roof, half dome structure, just half dome structure. This is the kind of interior outlay which is present, and both of these tombs, they are surrounded by a marble tracery. Okay, marble tracery. I'll show the tracery also for you. Okay, marble tracery. Initially it was a gold tracery, but it has been later replaced by Aurangzeb with a marble tracery. Here also the pierced marble stone screen is surrounding both the cenopaths, and this is the colored interior. Okay, colored interior. You can see the colored interior format. Then along with that, you can see this is the pietra dura. So various precious stones like jade, jasper. Okay, jasper, it usually gives a green color. Jade, it gives the blue color. Okay, and yellow marble is also finely cut, and then these were hammered onto the soft stone, which is marble, after cutting small pieces into it. It is also known as a lapidary technique. And then this is the typical decorative pattern in Taj Mahal. Decorative pattern in Taj Mahal. Then along with that, these are the jalis. Okay, jalis are perforated stone screens which are present at multiple places. Here you can very closely see this is entirely calligraphy, Arabic calligraphy, which is present here. This is the guldasta, which is the spire. Then along with that, here you can see the wine structures. Okay, tree plants. Okay, tree plants, vines and flowers, all of these things are present here. Then along with that, this is the stone inlay or the stone cut. Okay, the stone sculpture is this. This is the pietra dura, this is the stone sculpture, and these kind of things are present here. Then along with that, if we have a look at some of the current affairs which are associated with this thing, this entire Taj Mahal region, it has seen the effect of pollution. It has seen the effect of pollution, because of which some of the marble, it was turning yellow. And in order to protect the Taj Mahal region, Supreme Court gave guidelines to the Supreme Court, and the central government, it had declared under the Environmental Protection Act of 1986 a Taj trapezium zone, which is in fact a 10,400 square kilometer area around Taj Mahal. And in this region, some of the activities have been prohibited, like usage of coal or coke or manufacturing with the help of polluting industries. So all of these things have been banned. In fact, there has been significant damage done by the Mathura oil refinery, for which reason the Mathura oil refinery has been shut down for some time, but it has been later reopened after following some safety standards. So in this format, Taj has been preserved by the Indian government by declaring this a Taj trapezium zone, and it has been in news recently too, because the Supreme Court, it has permitted the Indian Railways to construct a railway line in this Taj trapezium zone. So this is one important current affairs which is associated with this thing, So the exterior we have understood, the interior we have understood, the ornamentation pattern we have understood. So this finishes actually the discussion on Taj Mahal, and it is definitely considered to be an aesthetic wonder because of its perfection in its form and symmetry. Then the ornamentation is also very elaborate and very impressive during this period, in this structure. Then along with that, if we have a look at, okay, this is the channel, the river channel which is present, or the canal which is present. These things we have talked about. And when you look at the UNESCO World Heritage criteria, it definitely, both of them, they follow the masterpiece of human creative genius. Interchange of human values, they do follow. Then unique or exceptional testimony to cultural tradition, they do follow, both of them. Then illustrative of significant stage in human history, definitely Mughal period is a significant stage in human history. Then traditional human settlement, it is not a traditional human settlement. Heritage associated with works of outstanding universal significance. Yes, definitely. In fact, both of these structures, they qualify for 5 criteria outside of the 10 criteria which are present for UNESCO World Heritage Site. So that is the reason why both of them have been integrated to be part of UNESCO World Heritage Site. This finishes our discussion on Mughal architectural tradition. There are 2 MCQs present in the comment section below. Please do answer them and subscribe to Manifest IAS for more such good content. Thank you.